It has been a while since I released my story time with Cronose Prime video. So I think I'm going to do another, or at least start one today, and we'll see where it goes. It's probably going to be pretty long, because I have a lot of stories. Of course, I didn't take very good notes, so we'll see how much of them I remember. And also, I was at Scouts a couple nights ago, and one of my friends, Judah, said that I didn't it was a Jay, but I don't remember his brother, something like that. They were saying I wasn't explaining enough of Farming Simulator, and I know my last one was boring, it was just harvesting potatoes. But anyways, I downloaded this awesome seeder that fertilizes and what's the plant seeds while you go. It looks pretty cool, and I haven't tried it yet, but we're gonna see how well it works. Also, this tractor, I just bought it. Haven't really played with it at all, and for some reason with the mouse steering setup I have, it's really sensitive steering. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I put like a lot of weight on the front, or at least a bigger weight than I usually use, and the front wheels are sticking better. But anyways, let me. Okay, so I got my notes up. Hold on, can't be. Okay. So I'll just tell the short one first. There was at the place where I worked, where I was driving trucks. No, I'm not straight at all. The planner thing. Anyways, the place that I worked at they rented trucks, and there was a bunch of new trucks, really nice trucks, Freightliners. I love Freightliners, and there was 2 not so new ones, and then there was like 3 international. Well, that's another story. There was 2 older Freightliners, and it was kind of weird because this was when I was doing corn. It was kind of faster runs, and we'd switch out trucks every run, and I don't remember if I was on nights or not, but anyways, I would get in the truck and I'm like, wait a second, there's no Jake brake in this truck. And then a couple days would go by and I'd get in the truck again and I'd be like, wait a minute, it does have a Jake brake, why didn't I see this before? And it took me about a couple weeks to realize that they were 2 different trucks. And anyways, that truck got put on lima beans, and I actually had it for one day. We went to Mattawa, which is like, I don't know, about an hour and a half drive in a semi-truck anyways. And it was really fun because there was hills, but anyways, I got the one truck without the Jake brake for the hills, and oh boy, was that interesting. But it had really good air brakes, like, well adjusted where they wouldn't to, like, you just barely touch them and you stop and you go flying out the windshield. It wasn't like that. They were actually good stuff. So anyways, okay, what am I planning here? Oh wait, you know what? I don't think I actually want to plan anything here. I wanted to do sugar beets. I should just take this to my other fields. Okay, so I'm going to take this to my other fields. Yeah, I'm probably going to plant wheat. Yeah, wheat sounds good. Then I'm going to... Oh, I should do that right now while I remember it. I'm going to buy... mods. I have a ton of mods to pick. So that story is done. Phantom Jake brake is done. These are old stories too. Okay. Oh, anyway, one day I was potatoes, sugar beets, right? Potatoes, sugar beets, you know, dang, that's a lot of money. I can't buy that. I would need to. Dang it. Ooh, boy, I can take out another loan. Okay, how about I just plant wheat this time around, and when I sell it, I'll get... Anyways, back to my story. I'm getting distracted. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I was doing a pre-trip on one of my trucks, or on one of the trucks that I was going to take for the day. This might have been carrots. Maybe not. Anyways, well, I've hurt myself a number of times. Not real bad, just kind of bad. Not really bad, but anyways. Oh wait, you know what I need to do? I gotta set up the GPS. I love the GPS, but it's kind of crazy to do so. I mean, okay, that's good. Anywho, where was I? I want to make sure this is right. Okay. Okay, so, anyways, I was going around the truck, and I went around to the, I go down the, I check the engine first, the lights, such. I close the hood, then I start going around the trailer. I was coming up the right side of the trailer going back towards the truck, and I got to the airbag, and I was gonna kick it to make sure it was, like, you know, up there. Anyways, I know better now. I should use a hammer. So I use a hammer now. And I actually, okay, so I kicked the airbag, but I missed, and I kicked one of the bolts on the frame, and it hurt my toe. So I hurt my toe. Yeah. My gas pedal toe. Okay. So I'm gonna lower seater, turn it on. Go slowly. Turn on the sprayer. That seems to be working really well. I am thoroughly impressed with this. Even though that it hitbox is weird, where like on the sides of it, you know, the sides that fold out, you can go through objects. Anyways, which is probably a good thing. Otherwise, you'd be hard to turn it. But okay. Anyways, I'm done with that thing. Oh, and then twice I was getting into a truck and my foot slipped. Okay, the first time my foot slipped, I hit my shin on the step and it hurt. Second time, we were doing, three of us on. We had 3 Lima beat drivers. I'm not sure if I said this last time, but 3 Lima beat drivers. A guy named Dave and a guy named, oh dear, oh no, shut it off. It's a weird name, why don't I remember it? That's the weirdest thing. It started with a K. Anyways, we were doing pre-trips on these 3 international trucks, which we were going to take back to Spokane that day. And we were just about to move them out of the shop because they had to take off their stickers and stuff. So, set that down. Go at a nice moderate pace. Oh, I missed a little spot on the spraying, but that should be good. This is much more fun than those darn 6-meter wide cedars I was using. Actually, I think I'm not sure if it was this one or a different one that I cranked up the price on because I really hate how mod makers are like, oh, we're just gonna make this $33. No, $33,000. Okay, so nope, keep going. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of spray stuff before I run out of seeds. But I'm sure it'll be more than enough to cover these fields and I can refill and go to my other fields. Anyways, yeah, and then so the second time I was, I was getting into the international truck, which they were nice-ish trucks. I mean, the seats, I could have slept in the seats, but the RPM gauge was kind of wonky. Anyways, it was kind of wonky, and dang it, back up. Oh, I never. No, good enough. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so I actually cut my shin on the step that time, getting in. And we were waiting for Canuto, that was his name, or we just called him Ken. Anyways, we were waiting for him to fill up his truck because it needed fuel. Mine and Dave's were fine. Oh, come on, it was up, and it still plants. Oh, that's ridiculous. Lower, raise. I don't get it. What's the difference? Lower, raise. The interface doesn't change, and the dang thing proceeds all the time. Whatever. Okay. Okay. Anyways, we went to Spokane. It was a nice trip because the seats were so cushy. We were done by like 4 o'clock. It was nice. It wasn't a 12-hour long day like it usually is. Anyways, on the way back, we went with 3 trucks and 1 van. And it was... Anyways, we went to Spokane. Anyways, we were riding on the way back. And Canuto was sitting up front with the girl that was taking us back. And Dave was sitting in the middle of the van, and I was sitting in the back. And... is that up or down? That's good. Okay. And anyways, me and Dave were relatively quiet while Canuto was chatting. And, they were talking about some new strip mall in our town, and apparently Dave didn't really know what they meant by strip mall, because he turned around and like raised both his eyebrows twice, like really quick, you know, like gave me this weird look, and we busted out laughing. It was funny. But yeah, then I explained to him it's like, you know, a string of stores. He's like, oh, okay. He's kind of weird. We're both in the model train, so when we would go doing lima beans, Dave would get there first. At like, he would go to work at 8:45 and go out to the field. I would get there at 9:45, or maybe he was 7:45 and I was 8:45, something like that. And then we'd have hour increments. So me and Dave would be sitting in the field for an hour, talking about model trains and stuff, and it was very nice. And then Canuto would show up, and then everyone would start slinging insults. Not really, but almost. Okay, so that story's done. Let's see. Okay, now I got this weird note that I put down. I remember it was at dinner time. My sister Sarah, she said epitome, meaning epiphany, and I said something so funny, and I don't remember what it was, and I can't believe it. Sarah spit rice all over the table, at least according to my notes, and then she said, I'm sorry, I'm tired, or made some excuse, and I said, no mercy. At least that's what my notes say. If I remember, I'll make it'll be part 3. Let's see here. Okay, so back to work. Junior, the guy, one of the most senior truck drivers there. He was the guy who took me out on my first run there to show me how everything went down there at that company. Okay. Every time I'm silent, I have to keep the seater just straight. Anyways, so I was sitting in my truck. I was probably 2 runs away from being done with my shift, because I got there later. Junior got there pretty early today. And he was walking back from his truck. I think that was his last run. And, oh yeah, I knew it was his last run, because, anyways, I took a drink of my water bottle, and everyone, they're really weird around my water bottle. They always ask what's in that, and I say, I say motor oil and sulfuric acid, and then they never talk to me again, and they think it's hilarious. Hold on a second, I don't know if no, I never put that down. Okay. Okay. Anyways, I took a drink of my water bottle, and and he makes a motion to me with his hand like he's drinking, and then he wags his finger at me. And so I'm like, oh boy, this ought to be good. I get out of my truck and I walk up to him like, okay, what was all that about? And he's like, well, I come into the weigh house, the scale, and the lady there says, you can go home, Junior. And he's like, yeah, I get to go home early. I'm walking back and I see my young friend sitting in his truck drinking. And I'm like, it's just water. And then he's like, and okay, so hold on a minute. And so I think it was during some fair that I was stuck at home and I had to take care of the animals. No, this was not during the fair. This was maybe, I'm pretty sure this is when I was working for UPS. Because as a driver helper. Anyways, I had asked Dimitri, and Dimitri, you know who you are. I should hope so. Anyways, you know, I don't think it's still on my phone. I'm pretty sure I deleted it all. But anyways, let's see what happened. I'm trying to remember. I had it a minute ago. I know. I'm gonna refill my seeder, my tractor, and my sprayer doohickey right now, just so I have full. What happened? Dang, I hate it. This is why no one likes to talk to me. When I start telling stories, I kind of start drifting. I forget. Maybe I've said this already in my other video. Probably. Anyways. Wow, I didn't use as much as that as I thought I did. Wait, is this on fast growing? This is taking forever. Okay. Oh, wait, stop. Nope. There we go. So, I had been getting off pretty late when I was working for UPS. And I don't remember why, but apparently I had to take care of the animals. And, so that night I knew I couldn't do it, and so I had Dimitri do it for me. And he asked, would it be alright if I used your computer for a little bit to do something? And I'm like, well, no, I don't think my dad would like you in the house when I'm not there. And he's like, okay. I'm pretty sure there was twice this happened. Twice. I only have one note as that one thing that Dimitri did. Dang it, I started taking better notes after this because I knew I'd forget about it. But anyways, man, I really should go with my first video, make sure I'm not doubling up on anything. But anyways, I know I'm not doubling up on this. Dang. See, I keep getting sidetracked by stuff. I might have to continue this later when my mind's working correctly. Of course, then I'd never continue it because my mind's never working. Anyways, moving on. Look at that trailer back there. It's like moving. Anyway, oh, turn right. The other one should be a little bit better because they're bigger. easier to tell stories because I just set it, go. And it takes a while to get to the other side. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes. So I was getting home, and I was driving home, and I told the matron to feed the animals like before. Anyways, I was coming home. It was probably about 7 o'clock, maybe 7:30, I believe. And I see this car coming out of my road that I live on, and I'm like, that's totally Dimitri's car. He turns left to go towards his house. He lives about maybe 2-3 miles down the road, maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit less. Come on, continue this game. Alright, I'm back telling stories again. And I worked on this a little bit without recording it. And I got this field to plant and that field, and then harvesting is going to be a little more interesting. Because at least it was when I had 2 combines. And right now I only have 1. But it's still going to be interesting. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yes. So I saw Dimitri's car go towards his house. So I decided to follow him, just to make sure it was him. And we kept driving down the road, and he turns on the road to go to his house, and I'm like, that's definitely him. And my window was open, and I lean my head out the window and just glare at him. And I keep driving down the road. And then I turn around and go back home. I get back onto my the computer that we have, like 2 computers. And the other computer is the one that other people use, and I have my computer. I still don't have the screen for it because it's still... Anyways. I went on there, looked on the internet history, and it had the time on there. Oops. And it was less than 15 minutes from when I saw him leave. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna mess with him a little bit. And so I text him that one of my transformers saw him here in the house, and I said it was Soundwave. And he's like, I knocked one of them. Well, eventually he didn't think I knew, and then he figured out that I knew, and he said, I knocked one of them over, didn't I? I said, nope. I'm just that good, or something like that. And I think I needed him to feed the animals again another day in the morning, I think. Maybe, I don't know. But anyways, I came home pretty early, and he was still here when he shouldn't have been. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get him good this time. So I sneak in the back door. He's upstairs. The back door is really squeaky, so I spent probably 2 minutes just opening the door so slowly so he didn't hear it. And I took off my shoes, so I was really quiet. And I snuck in, and I went to plateau under where the computer was so I could see him. I was looking up at him. He was sitting there. He had no idea I was there, and I yelled at the top of my lungs, Dimitri! And it scared the crap out of him. And he never did that again. Oh boy, and it was fun. Oh, I had them up, and I don't need that. This is difficult because there's no room to turn around here. Anyways, he tried sneaking up on me once. Didn't work. I heard him immediately. So I get the award for Neighborhood Ninja or something like that. so that's it for that story. Next. Oh, okay. I was working at UPS, and oh man, I missed a big section right there. Oh well. And oh wait, those are up. I was working for UPS, and we do this, or at least on the route that I was on, the guy I was on most of the time, he did this route that was near an Air Force base, or at least an old one. They don't really use it anymore. Now it's just like a small airport, and the Air Force uses it to train some of their pilots on C-17s. But anyways, there's a residential area that's commonly known as, well, that whole area is known as the base, and most of the roads out there are named, or he was telling me that most of the roads out there were named after World War II or World War I heroes. And so, and he knew a lot about who was who, and we come to this one road one night, because we always did the base at night. That was our last stop, except on Christmas Eve. We did that first thing, got it out of the way. We were done by like 6:30. Usually we did 6:30 was pretty good. Christmas Eve. Usually we went to like 8 or something ridiculous. And we come to this road that's called Northwest Lane. And I was like, I think I said, oh, go, you stupid tractor. And I'm like, so what do you know about Northwest Lane? And he's like, oh, that one's probably, we were joking about, it's probably not, you know, like an Air Force general or whatever. And I'm like, I hope we don't meet the guy. Ha 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 ha, saying that he wasn't. Anyways. Also, while we were doing the base one night, there was this house that, well, how it worked was, he would sort out the packages and rarely get out of the truck. I'd have to run out, deliver the package, and, hold on. Up or down, I can't tell. I think that's down. There's up. Turn it on. Back up. Okay. Oh, there's plenty of room to turn around over here. And you see, that's what I was talking about. It goes right through itself. But it does make it easier. I mean, physics are really weird on this game enough, so enough as it is. So one night we were on the base. There was one house getting worked on, and then I think they were putting in a sidewalk to their front door, and they had dug out the area between the sidewalk on the road and the front door, so it was kind of like a ditch sort of thing, and there was basically two curbs, the curb on the road and the curb from the ditch to the road side, the sidewalk on the road. And I was known for being a pretty quick helper. And one of the main bosses there asked the driver if my driver I was with, if I was on crack, and he said, well, if he was, he'd be going even faster. It's kind of weird. Anyways, getting back to the truck, and I fell down. I tripped over the curb that was on the wrong side of the sidewalk, and rotate it. No, turn! Oh, never gonna hit. 90 degrees. Yep, rotate 90 degrees. There we go. Get it lined up. You have to be on a pretty close angle with the green line, otherwise it doesn't lock onto it. Could have moved over further. When I fell, I had my phone and my pen, which I needed every once in a while for whenever I would need a signature and no one was home. I just have to write this thing. But anyways, I dropped when I fell. When I tripped, it shot my phone and my pen out of my pocket, but I had no idea. And we finished up the base, and I didn't realize I had lost my phone until after I'd gotten home, and my pen. And so when I got home, I searched everywhere. I searched my car like 10 times. It wasn't there. So I remember, oh darn it, I had to stop a little bit, and I don't have my steering thing. I can't steer the stupid tractor with my mouse. Okay. Don't mind me, just hogging up the road, my international harvester. But I don't like country music. It is actually quicker to go this way along this field instead of the way I went on the other field, because it's longer this way. I could make it a circle. Let that be cool, I think. So I remember what the house looked like because it had an incomplete chain link fence. And so I looked on Google Maps for about an hour, and I could not find the which I had a general idea of which road it is. The thing is, with the base, it's really confusing, and the road layout is really weird. And I looked over it a bunch of times, and me and my dad went out to the base that night, maybe around 8:30, and we drove around for a while, and I was just about ready to give up, and we turned onto one road, and we started driving down it, and all of a sudden I see the house, and so we stop. We get out, and I start looking around for my phone and my pen, or at least my phone. I really wanted the phone back because it's not a great phone, but I needed it for work because that's how I knew it would come, because that's how it worked. Anyways, I found my pen next to a car that was parked on the road, but there was no sign of my phone. and my dad called it on his phone, and we didn't hear it. And so we go up to the house, and we knock, and someone answers it, and I explained to them that I dropped my phone out here, and I wondered if they had picked it up, and the guy's like, "It wasn't green, was it?" And it was my phone. It was nice. Yep. So I think I'm going to stop there for now. I still have a bunch more stories, and I'll probably get to them later. I plan on doing what I keep doing, at least. Hopefully, I have that stupid Minecraft video, 2.5 hours worth. And I have part 4 all ready to be uploaded. I've had it ready to be uploaded for a good 2 weeks at least. And I'm gonna do one Minecraft video and then something else. And then another Minecraft video and something else. I got trains too to do. I want to do. So, thanks for watching. Until next time.